Okay, so this is going to be our second um, trade management video. The first one that I posted was under the topic of stop losses, and this next one is going to be under the topic of checklist. So these are the ways you manage your trade. Okay, remember, take trading as a business, not as a hobby. All right. So if you want to take trading as a hobby, as a business, there are two things basically you would always need to do. The first one is have a checklist. The second one is have a trading journal. All right. Have a trading journal. I don't know if I'll make a video of trading journal and what it looks like, but yeah, have a trading journal. Okay. So, and and that would help you to scale up in your trading business over time. That would help you scale up in your trading business over time. All right. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you what checklists look like or what it should look like. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. Welcome back to Josh FX Pro. If you're not yet subscribed, please do well to subscribe. Turn on the bell notification so you know when I post the next video. And also drop a like. If you have questions, you can always drop your comment. I'll be on the comment to read and reply a lot of people. Okay? All your comments I'll read. Please share this video to a lot of people you want to see the video to your friends or whoever. Okay? By the way, the likes and the comments mean a lot to me. So please do well to drop me a like and also a comment. If you think it's a good job, you can just say it. All right. That would encourage me to do more and give out more in this field of FX. All right. Okay. So checklist. From the word checklist, you already know that this means, have you ever seen a to-do list? Have you ever seen a to-do list, what it looks like? To-do list. Oh, let me check Google. Let me just go to Google. I'm searching at google.com and it's giving me. Okay. So to-do list. Yeah. So they said a to-do list is an organized record of tasks you need to complete. All right. So it's like a to-do list, but it's not a to-do list. I'll give you an example. So, why is this small? It's looking very small. So let's say this. Yes. Let me use this for example. So you see how a to-do list look like, right? You have series of things you need to check. When you write the things you need to do, then you check them when they are done. You get, so it's kind of like that same way. You get when you have list of things you need to do. After you've written them down, then you check them. You check the boxes when you have been able to carry out these schedules or these things you need to do. So it's kind of like what a to-do list is. So we've given an example. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to analyze and also how to it's still within the same point. We're going to learn about top-down analysis. We're going to learn about how to analyze the market using top-down analysis and also the mindset behind the market. So in all of this, we're going to be doing what you call a checklist. All right. So I'm just going to pick a tool here. This lettering tool. I think I'll go into the settings. Yeah. So let's say checklist now. Did I miss something? Yeah. So now, number one, now I'm going to list a couple of things that it just simply means checklist here in this stead simply means the things to look out for. when you come into the chart, the things, how you view the market, what are you supposed to see before you can say you want to enter the market? What are the things that you're meant to see in the market before you continue or before you go to click the buy button or the sell button? All right. So I'm going to talk about most of the things. I'm going to list some of the things that we've learned in the past with some of the videos that I've posted. So some of them is what you call zones, which is what you know as your support and resistance. Oh, I didn't know this thing. Yeah, support and resistance zone. So the next one would be number two would be, what else did we talk about? We talked about trends. Yeah, we talked about trends. And is it a is it an uptrend? Is it an uptrend or is it a downtrend? Where's my yeah? And also another thing you need to know is it a reversal trend? Reversal? Is the trend about to reverse? Is it about to reverse? Or is it a continuation trend? Is it a continuation trend? Yeah. So that's number two. The next one. So remember the moves that market only makes two moves. I think I didn't mention these terminologies in the market structure during when I was talking about market structure. So market makes impulse move and correction move, impulse. So in a series of uptrend like this or downtrend like this, you're going to be seeing impulse. The impulse is the big moves to go that direction. The correction move are the smaller moves to come back and give like a little consolidation or little push in the opposite direction of the trend, then gives you another impulse. So you see this big move, impulse, correction, you see how it came here to stall, then came back, give you another impulse, correction, impulse, like that. All right, so that's just what I mean by that. So number three, we're going to look out for breaking points. When we get to um is this, I think I've used point, yeah. So when we get to the kinds of trend, is it reversing trend? Is it changing trend or is it continuing the trend? And what is it an uptrend or is it a downtrend? So when you get to that point, you're going to be looking out for the breaking point. Breaking points that I mean is either the BOS, which is the break of structure, or the change of character. Okay. Yeah. Number four would be the range. We talked about trading range. Yeah. Trading range. Let me use a capital. Yeah. If you don't know what a trading range is already, please go back to my video and watch and see what a trading range would look like. All this topic, I've actually handled them in the topics there. So the next one is chart pattern or candlesticks patterns. Yeah. So that's for that. What else again? Yeah, we have one more, which I've not yet talked about. This one is number six, yeah? Number six, this one is entry strategy. Yeah. So these are your checklists. Okay, so yeah. Oh, okay. So these are your checklists, right? The only one here I haven't yet dived deep into is entry strategy. There are different strategies to entry. The same way you have different stop losses, and also the same way you're going to also have different take profits. How do you take your profit? Where do you take your profit? Where are the safe zones? So I'm going to make a different video as well for take profit, the same way I've made for stop loss, and also for entry strategy. All right. Yeah. And also for entry strategy. So yeah, but I think the take profit video may be short. I think the take profit video and also the entry strategy video, it's based off of the kind of trading strategy. So you may be working with my trading strategy and I'll give you my own entry strategy and my own take profit strategy. But then you may look at some other person's trading strategy, and the person has a different kinds of a different kind of take profit strategy and also take profit and also entry strategy. So, but I believe one thing that is more or that is mostly conversant with the markets is or that's mostly the same is the stop loss strategies is always the same. That was why I made that video, right? So I'm going to talk about the entry strategy in some video later in the future. And also, I'm going to talk about psychology, take profit, strategy, and all of that. Okay, so but for this video, let's delve deep into this. So over time, we've got to learn these things. Yeah, over time, I've got to learn it. I think I should pin it. Yeah, yeah, I just did. So over time, we've got to learn these things here, what they are, the zones, trend lines, breaking point, break of structure, change of character, trading range, and chart patterns. So these are like the things you now have to look out for whenever you come into the market and you want to start analyzing the market. So for what a top-down analysis is, top-down analysis is just analyzing the chart from different time frames. All right, from different time frames, top down. So top-down analysis is just simply analyzing the chart from different time frame, multi-time frame chart analysis. It's just a multi time frame. What am I writing? Yeah, so that's what top-down analysis is. So whenever you're being asked what is top-down analysis, just know that they're trying to ask you um, what does it mean? So for you that is trying to understand now, understand that it's just a multi-time frame chart analysis whereby you analyze chart from a higher time frame to a lower time frame. For example, you're seeing this market is currently on a bearish move like this. So when you go down to a lower time frame, what is here saying? Is this place? What is the idea behind this point? Well, we're going to do that. So also in this video, one of the things too I'll talk about is backtesting. All right. This video is going to be a lot. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit long. So I've actually been scared of doing this video because, man, a lot of things I need to talk about. So now you understand what top-down analysis is, right? Now we're about to go deep into backtesting to know how to analyze the market and the mindset behind the market. All right. the mindset behind the market. So these things that we've already looked out for, let's go into backtesting. So backtesting now means going through series of different market conditions or past market data to analyze or to check to um to confirm or to study a strategy. Yep. So backtesting, as I call it, this is my own definition. You could always look it up to get a better, clearer definition. So it's usually um um assessing market past data, yeah, to study the I'm trying to look for the word study and confirm, study and how do you do how do I do this now? I'm looking for a word that I think there's a word to it where you get to prove that something works. Yeah. Okay, we could use the word prove. Yeah, so you get to study and prove a strategy. Yeah. So sometimes you could also use backtesting to find a strategy that works in the market. So in case you don't have a strategy and you already know the basics of Forex trading, yeah, you could use backtesting now to find um, a common strategy that works in the market, something that you have seen that over time. So most people backtest months of data. You get this is on a 4-hour time frame, but if you look at we are currently in the month of May here, but if you look at this point, this is the month of April, May. So if you go to a daily time frame, yeah. So on a daily time frame, we're on May here. And if you look at this point, this is 2022. Why this is 2026, you see? So we're like working with like 4 years data, 4 years data, right? So between this point here, which is 2026, all the way to this point here, which is 2025, yeah, Tuesday, February 2025. So from here to here, it's already like one full year. You understand? 1 year data. So they are working with 1 year data to identify the or to identify a common strategy that works over time in the market. That's what is called backtesting. When you get to look at these strategies over and over, you get to come back to the charts. These are data at a point market was here. You get it's a past data of the market. So the more market keeps going and days open, it creates new future datas in the market. But as at this time, these are datas in the market. Oof, I missed this trade, man. I actually missed this trade. Well, as well. Hmm. Yeah, so that is what backtesting is. So it's kind of like what we're going to do now to know how we can analyze this market using this our checklist here. All right. So we've written down the checklist, zones, support and resistance. Trends are either uptrend, downtrend, and is it reversal or is it continuing? And now breaking points, is it a break of structure to continue, or is it a change of character to change the trend or to reverse the trend? Is it trading range? Is it do we have a chart pattern or a candlestick pattern? Then entry strategy. I'm not going to go deep into entry strategy today, but I'll just show you some of the things you need to see before you enter the market. Then I'll talk about entry strategy in some other videos. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's say we're going to analyze this market from a bigger time frame now, from 4 hours time frame. So top-down analysis is simply we're going to do 4 hours, 1 hour, and we'll finish up at 15 minutes. Okay. So when you look at this market, you're first looking for a zone. So let's say we're somewhere here, right? You're first looking for, or let's say we're somewhere here. We're first looking for a zone, right? So in this market now, where would you point out that is the closest or a good zone in the market? We could use, should we go higher? This place is looking fishy. Am I using the word? Yeah, I think I prefer. Yeah, yes. So, you pick your line. You should know how to do these things already by now. You should know how to do these things by now. So, you pick your line. You place your line at a point where you have seen a lot of. Remember, I told you what a zone is. You have to pick out either the first, second, or third style of finding a support or resistance zone. So I have actually um accounted for this one, this area here, and also this area here. Yeah. So we have like a break and retest before continuing. So market did that. So the next thing I do is to box it in. To box it in. You guys know how to do this already. So on your own chart, make sure you're doing this to box in the price. Okay, so that's one. Now we're identifying zones. Is that the only zone here? You're going to look out for other zones as well. Is this another zone? Yeah, this is kind of like another zone. I'm looking at this two, then draw to the other side. But I want to see a more defined zone. A more defined zone. Could have these two here. Yeah, you could have these two here actually. Yeah, so where you have this one, two, drop, this one, put the line and it will draw up. So you notice how market also reversed on these areas, right? So put a box on it. By the way, this is a daily time frame. Okay, you can go down to a 4 hours time frame and do the same thing. So, so this is a 4 hours time frame now. We've accounted for that zone at the top there, and we want to see what happens when markets. I wish I did not subscribe for this trading view. Um, what do you call it? Premium account. I didn't subscribe for it, but I tried doing it the other day. My card, it wasn't accepting my card. I don't know. I think I need to go to the bank to change the card. Yeah. All right. So let's go. So the next one we have is here. Yeah, we have a zone here. So there's a zone here. I'm just looking out for the places where we have more of the rejections and the reversals. Yeah, yeah. So we have this here where it reversed, where it rejected from here, broke, retest, reverse, reverse, then broke finally. Yeah. So we're gonna put a box there to box it in. Yeah. So we're gonna box it in. So we're looking at if we're in this point. So now we've catered for the zones. Yeah. Now the next one is the trend. Is this market at this point? We're looking at if we're at this point and wanted to enter this market. So the next one would be after the zones. Now you've marked out the zone support or resistance. The support is up here, the resistance is down here. And what do we do next? So the next one after the trend. So what trend now? Is it in an uptrend or is it in a downtrend? We have this low here that was taken out by this. Yeah, the low here was taken out by this. Remember, these two work together. The trend, uptrend, downtrend, is it reversing? Is it continuing? Is it a break of structure or change of character? So we have this market had broken here above first. It had broken, let me just put it here. It has broken here above, first. Then later it went down here to break here. Yep, went down here to break here. Yeah. So market took out this point to continue this initial uptrend that is going up. Then later, this swing low here, this swing low. Remember when we talked about swing low, this was a swing low that brought about that swing high. So this swing low here was what created this high that took out this point. So this swing low was taken out. So therefore, this place has automatically become a change of character. Okay. It has become your change of character points. So at this point now, market is no longer bullish, it's now bearish because we've seen this break to the downside. So if you're looking these two, that's why I said this two, this number 2 and 3 works together. So if you're looking for this, you're going to be looking for what trend is it and where is it headed to? Is it headed upwards or is it headed downwards? And is it a reversal or is it a continuation trade? So if it's continuing, it's going to just be here, just going to break this structure, and that's all. If there is a continuation, it's just going to break this structure. Hold on. Yeah, it's just going to break this structure, and that's all, right? But if there's no continuation, then market is just going to change the character, all right? So at this point, market has changed character, giving you a high and a low that is lower than the initial higher low that broke off. Yeah. Yeah, a higher low that broke off that point. So now it is below that low. So we're looking at downtrend. So anything between here now, market is coming back to give you an entry point. So now it's not just below this low, it is below the support or resistance point. You get, this is why you also draw trends. You also draw zones, rather, draw it out, or whatever zone you see, draw it out. So it's not just below there, it's below this support and resistance point, right? So it's notice how after market closed, market came back all the way to tapping on this point. It came back all the way to tapping on the zone and start stalling there. So now the next thing is the trading range. Where is the range? Remember, I taught you range is after you have a change of character, the swing high to the swing low before the reversal is your range. Yeah, before the proper reversal is your range. So we're gonna do this, and it's supposed to be from here, but then we had another low before we had the confirm entry. So it's going to be to this point. Yeah, I would have picked this also, but it's fine. It's okay. So now market went as low as this point before coming back to give us a second leg. Remember, the next one is chart pattern, the candlestick pattern. So we have a double top view here. Market has tapped on this place twice. We have a double top view in this place here. Pardon me, I'm still trying to be conversant with this. Yeah, so it came back and gave you a double top. It broke through, gave you the first touch, came back, gave you the second touch. Yeah, so the candlestick pattern here, what is it? It's, you notice this is a star. In the second leg, in the second candlestick leg, rather chart pattern leg, it is giving you a star. This is an example of an evening star. So if you want to break this down again to know what exactly happened here, so you can get an earlier entry and also an earlier scope of the market. Let's go down to 1 hour. So we're actually trading the 4 hours. We're looking at the 4 hours. So top-down analysis is intra time frame related. All right, it's intra time frame related. Excuse me. So in 1 hour now, remember we're already below this zone here. We are already below this zone. So as long as we're below this zone and the next place market needs to come take out is here. If market takes out this point, then it's now a bullish move. But anything happening here now is going to happen between this point and this point. So it's actually most of the time not really scalper could also take that trade, take the reversal, the buy, but we are in an overall sell, okay? We're in an overall sell. I would always want to stay on the safe side by trading what is comfortable for me, what I can see, and also follow the trend, all right? So you notice how market did a sweep here. If you watch this, how market did a swing here. This was the low of that point. It swung in this area after coming back here, it came here to swing up so it can clear this point, also clear this point. I think it even did clear this one too. Yeah, it did clear this one too. So market had to come do all of those things so it could swing back into the zone and give you an entry. Yeah. And most of the time you might not see a candlestick entry, a chart pattern entry, but you may see a candlestick, just a candlestick. So market ran all the way from here. When the If you this thing that looks like an engulfing candle, these two, or you could call it a harami, a flipped harami. Yeah, you could call it a flipped harami, but mostly an engulfing candle, closing below that point. Now you've identified the trend overall here is bullish, is bearish, because now see here, we have a bearish trend. It broke to this low side. Then it continued on this low side. Now it continued here, but then at this point, markets came back to that same area of the first one, of this change of character, kind of like a break and retest, and gave you a star pattern here. You get the trading range is already identified as this. In this case, a trading range would have been nice in this case for a 1 hour, but then your market would have been taken out because this full push here came back to hunt for this stop. Again, it actually came back to hunt for that stop loss so that it could take out that market. All right. So at this point, what you do is you wait and make sure you only trade from zones. Make sure you only trade from zones. This is why I would not take this market, or I would not put a pending order here. I want to see what happens after I got there. Did it break, retest, and continue up? Or did it just go there to reject on that place to continue down? So if I was waiting on this market to see it, I would have seen this break back down into the point, then entered here, put my stop way above this point for as per chart stop. All right. So now we've done zones, we've done trend, we've done breaking points. If we even break this and breaking point, trading range, chart pattern, candlestick pattern, then entry. So entry is when you confirmed the full formation of the candlestick pattern. Yeah, in that chart pattern. When you've confirmed the full formation of the candlestick pattern, which is this, you've confirmed the full flow, then you go and enter your trade. So if you break it down also to 15 minutes, we're also going to see something there that will make us enter. But remember, you're entering the trade at a zone. Never trade any trade that is not in a zone. Checklist is all about taking it from the zone. All right. So at this point, market did a head, a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. See the last shoulder here, the head and the shoulder. All right. So market did these three things. And if I wanted to enter this trade, I probably would have entered it once I see market close below all this low here. Let me mark it out. Yeah. So once I see market, because this was a major consolidation, so it's like an accumulation, a manipulation, and a distribution. All right. So this was a major consolidation area. So market consolidated here a lot. So once market closed below this point, this is another entry strategy. I'll talk about entry strategies, right? Different kinds of entry strategy. I'll talk about it. So once I see this kind of break below that point, then I would have entered here because this is a confirmed trade. So what checklist helps you to do is when you go to the higher time frame and also top-down analysis, when you go to the higher time frame, you get to have a scope of where the market is going overall. So when you come down to this lower time frame, you don't get to focus fully or in a long term about the direction of this time frame. In a long term, you're thinking about the direction of the time frame from the higher time frames, right? Of the time frame you started the analysis from. That's how top-down analysis works. So when you get to this point, you're just looking for confirmations now to sell the market and go down. I don't know if you understand, or confirmations to buy the market and go up, regardless of the the trend of the lower time frame. All right, we're just waiting for market at advantage points. So the advantage points are usually the zones. So understand this thing that market moves from zone to zone, zone to zone. It never moves middle. Wherever you see the market has a major swing turn, if you look very well, you'll see that there is a zone there, right? There's always a zone in that place. Market don't just move anyhow, all right? So this is, I think we'll do one more example. Yeah, let's do one more example. Let's do GBP USD. I think, let me go back and copy that in. Hey, have I lost it? Please, I don't want to lose it. Is it GU? That's not GU. Hey, wait, okay, yes. So Let me go back and copy the checklist. Here we go. Damn. Here we go again. Loving you has caused me so much pain. Sorry, I forgot. I love music a lot, so that's why I get to start singing. Okay, so let's analyze this current market. We're in 4 hours time frame now. Let's look at it as per current market. So I'm gonna paste um the checklist here. Yeah, I'm gonna paste the checklist here. So we'll be looking through it. Yeah. So at first, we have to look for zones, yeah? So this is a proper zone. When you have this rejection, then you see all these points, it's actually a proper zone. Hold on. I want to check my audio. Hi. Okay, my audio is fine. Okay. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. I don't know if you can, but if you can, that's good. Okay, so can you hear me clearly? My audio was off while my screen went off. So thank God we're back. Okay, so on 4 hours now, we have markets on this zone. Market is rejecting off this zone. It's just rejecting off the zone, and it has done a break. So what zone? Well, first of all, is to mark out the zones, and I've been able to mark out these zones here, these zones here, and these zones here. All right. So the trend now, has it been making consecutive down or down push movement? Has it been making consecutive push to the downside? So at this point, market overall is in a downtrend, but it's now in this zone. If it breaks up to this zone, then we're probably waiting for it to get to the next zone before we can we're waiting for the retest to tap in and join it to the next zone. All right. So at this point now, market has given us a hold up. Market has given us a range, not a range, rather, a zone. So now the trend, what kind of trend is it? If you look at this point, market did, where are the, for you to look for trend, remember I told you these three are involved. Is it reversal? Is it break of structure or change of character? So if you look very well, the last place that we had, if there was going to be a change of character, right, is at a swing. So we have this full swing here, we change character, or this full swing here. This is a minor swing, but anything that makes market reaches this place, yeah, it's going to go all the way to the stop side. Okay, so this is also a swing. This is actually also a swing. Hold on, let me do something. Okay, so this is also a swing. Where market a swing high, where market swung to the downside all the way from here. So now, if market gets to cross above this point, then we are likely to see market either reverse from here, coming back down, or market is going to keep going up. So, but at this point now, market has done a little trend in trend by breaking this structure here. Yeah, it has broken this structure here. Yeah, so that's just basically what it is. So, but at this point, market is rejecting off this resistant point. It's rejecting off the resistant point. So what's the next one? We are looking for our breaking points. Okay, we've done that. This is the breaking points. The break of structure is here, but market keeps consolidating in this point. So we're waiting to see what happens next. Market may break this structure because this is the low. This is the low, the last low area or the last low, what do you call it? Swing low. Yeah, the last swing low that took up to that point again, right? So let's go down to a lower time frame to see what next. Meanwhile, you can't find a trading range now until you confirm. From here, there was a trading range, which is from here all the way to this point. So market coming back here has given you this range, but then we are seeing a lot of rejections on this resistant point. So we can only confirm it when it breaks above it and comes to tap in to continue. But at this point, it's not yet confirmed. So we're going to stick with that zone holding its ground. Yeah. So now At this point now, like I said, this was like the area, the zone area where we had markets come down to push above again. So if you see the push closed above all this high here, yeah, and continued upward. So, but at this point, market has come to this zone to show you a a a candlestick pattern. So sometimes you could see markets respect the zone without changing character. Then it will change character later. By the time you finally see it, market had already gone. So this could happen, and where you're expecting the character to change is from this 1 hour. Because we're in 1 hour now. So it's from this. Remember, this is also a swing. That was a swing that took it to the upside. Yeah, that was a swing. This swing took it above all this level here. So this is also a swing. So by the time you notice what's happening, market would have actually cleared up all these swing points here, yeah, and caused a change of character. Then we are now going to now be waiting for market to do a retest. See, then we're waiting for market to come back and do like a retest before we continue downwards to that area. So we're going to be waiting for market to come down to somewhere here. Yeah, to somewhere here or somewhere anywhere around this point. So your trading range now would now be between this point and this point before the reversal, because this point caused a break of structure, right? Or rather a change of character, because at this time frame now, market is bullish. Remember, we saw it from the other time, from the 4 hours, the market broke this high, continuing a bullish trend. We came down to 1 hour. This was the range, the low. And after it took this low, it went up, broke this one, but then consolidated here, then use this range now, this swing low to create that bullish movement that closed above these points, all these areas here. Yeah. So, but now the market is coming back to retest on that area, or probably either retest on the area and continue up, or probably break it, then file for. Let me calm down. So either it respects it or it breaks this point and then starts moving towards the area of interest where you would now be looking to enter the market. So at this point, even on this time frame, you could also draw out your zones even on this time frame. Yeah, you could also draw out your zones even on this time frame. This area here is actually a zone. So market may not get to this point, it may come here and retest, but regardless, anywhere in this point is viable for a retest, right? So at this point, since we've missed this, if you didn't miss this, if you caught this from here, good for you. You're going to hold all the way till you get to the zone. But if you missed it, then the best thing to do is to wait patiently for market to cross this point, give a good change of character, like this point here. Yeah, a good change of character below this point and give you an entry, give you a retest. So the impulse move has to close below this point. Close below this point, you continue tap here and keeps going down, or it may respect this point because this is a clear break of structure. If you look here, this is a clear break of structure here. Markets took out this point, but the reason why I kind of have a stronger belief that it may cross this point without respecting this break of structure to continue up is because market is respecting this resistance point. It has come here several times, rejected, came here, reject, came here, reject, came here again, reject. So I feel like market is going to do this. But however the case, if market doesn't do it, we already have a confirmed trading range, which is between here and here, where market started reversing from, right? After the break of structure. So as it is now, market is coming back down to this area. So we are waiting to see what happens here before we can now start looking at chart patterns or candlestick patterns. But at this point, we already have a range as per a bullish market. Yeah. But for a bearish market, we have to see that breaking point, take out, being taken out. All right. So this is just basically how I'm going to do another checklist video. Yeah. For this pair, I'm going to do checklist video too. So when we start talking about some advanced topics in the, like SMC strategy, like order blocks, fair value gap, liquidity, and all. So by the time I start talking about that, then once I'm done with that, I will now take you guys on another checklist, writing down a checklist, a full checklist. So we'll be combining these basic checklists with that. All right. We're going to be combining both of them together. And then in that way, we'll look at several markets, analyze several markets, backtest several markets, and then see how the outcome plays. Right. So if you have any questions, you could do well to ask me. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do well to subscribe. Drop a like. I really need that like button. All right. So YouTube algorithm is going to know that these videos are really wanted and they are really something. Okay. So please drop a like and follow up. Turn on your bell notification so when I drop a video, you will be the first to know. All right. So see you guys in the next video.